Hey guys, it's Gaz Montana here, the original demo disc player. I hope everyone's doing alright and everything. I thought I'd make a guide on the Pacific Standard job heist, since there's a event month going on for GTA Plus members, so you get double money on the setup missions and 1.5 on the final. I do believe that there's going to be a week for everybody at some point as well. Now, I got about 8 to 9 years, because this will be in the 9th year that this heist has been out, and I've been playing it since it came out, and this should be my main money-making method in the game by just playing this heist, when you have to pay 100k for the setup mission, and it was 1.2 for the actual final, and the host would get like 500k, so they'd pay 100 for the setup, and then you get 400k profit, and that is if you didn't get that much of the money shot up. And that's why another reason why we're making this guide, because we're going to have to not let the money get shot up. And guys, another reason we're making this guide is for the Career Progress $50 million challenge, to help people get it completed. Now, when you're doing the setup missions, you're actually going to get paid for the setup missions if you're helping people do their setup missions. That's going to go towards that $50 million as well. We're just going to be focusing on the final, and I will just say player saved outfits on the setup missions and the final all the way through, and that way people can wear their heavy utility vests, which actually lets you take double the damage in the setup missions and the final. It has to be this vest here, not the one in the front there. And when it comes to the heist cuts, you can actually give somebody 0%. Let the 0%, just put them on 25%, and whilst it's highlighted as 25%, press triangle and it will reduce all the way down to 0. And then you can give them 5, 10 or 0%. It's entirely up to you. And if you're hosting the heist, you're going to get a 48-minute cooldown once the heist is over, so you can't host another one for 48 minutes. But you can just close the game or quit to the main menu and load back into free mode to skip the cooldown. When it comes to the final of the Pacific Standard job, you ideally want one person to carry the cash, to grab both tables of the cash, whilst the other person does not grab any of the cash. So all three of the other players are going to be dealing with the cops outside the bank, when at least one of the players will run down the alleyways, get to the motorbikes, blow up the motorbikes, then kill themselves, and then everybody will spawn at the bikes, and the cash will be 100% intact. So the person who carries the cash does not even leave the bank. Now the person who's carrying the cash can be either the demolition or the hacker. Now, when the hacker is carrying all of the cash, they don't need to exit the bank for the bottom of the screen to change from exit the bank to follow the gateway route. But if it's the demolition, they actually have to exit the bank and then go back inside for that objective at the bottom of the screen to change. So it's best to just put them as the hacker, because if it doesn't change, there's actually going to be a random fail while somebody's running down the alleyways. So let's go over the alleyway run real quick. You run out of the bank and you can go straight down to these alleyways right here whilst eating snacks and body armor. If you're playing this in first person, you're going to move a lot faster. And if you've got the vest on, you're going to be able to take a lot of damage. It can take a lot longer. You're going to be jumping all the time. But as long as you're just eating snacks and body armor, countering all of the health and body armor that's going down, hit each other markers by going through the back here and avoid about 80% of the cops in the main part of the alleyways there. Once you cross the road here to this Go Postal Factory, you're pretty much at the bikes. You just got to go and blow them up. You can actually blow them up from a distance right here if you just aim at this point here and then shoot a grenade, and you should be able to blow up the bikes like that, and then you can either blow yourself up or get killed by the cops like I just did, and we are now at the bikes. Now if you're playing this with random players and the random player keeps running down the alleyways even though you're telling him not to, if the person's carrying the money, I'll just quit the game. If you've asked a random to carry the money, and they've even agreed, and then they keep running down the alleyways, I'll just quit out and just find another random to carry the cash. Simple as that. Or I even carry it myself if I'm lucky enough to get some randoms in the heist that are you can tell that they're good enough and they know what they're doing and stuff. Yeah, then I'll just carry it myself. But guys, if you're playing with randoms and they keep dying down the alleyways and they're not carrying the cash or whatever, and they just keep dying, and you're trying to just do it yourself, and you keep taking the shortcuts, but yet leaving them to run through the 80% of cops that you're skipping, that's not going to get you to the next part of the mission, okay? So you're going to have to help them down the alleyways by killing all of the cops outside the bank, down the alleyways, and just basically change the objective of the mission to protect the random VIP to the bikes. I'm going to go over the bikes to the boats, and there's a bunch of different things you can do with this. The first thing we're going to go over is one of the most reliable ways, like no RNG is needed, it is just 100% always works, and that is have the alarm go off inside the bank, and that way the Noose is going to be after you, and there's always going to be a Noose van right around the corner from the bikes on the way to Mount Chiliad anyway. You can't miss it, everybody drives past it. And this armored truck, you can just drive it all the way to the boat, and the person who's carrying the money can just sit in the back, and they won't lose any of the money at all because it's completely and utterly bulletproof. So yeah, everybody just go straight to that, either on the bikes, or if somebody blows up the bike that they did this time, just get in the car and drive to the truck. And then you want to go past Fort Zancudo, so that road, the road on Vespucci Beach. Once you start going up the beach road, it's going to then change to the boat, and it can tell you exactly where to turn off to the boat. You can't miss it. It's absolutely fail-proof, okay, unless you're a really, really bad driver. The other thing that you can do is EMP a police helicopter. You want to do this in an open space. The best place you can do this is actually the golf course, because it's very open, and as long as you leave the person who's carrying the money inside of the armored truck, and everybody outside of the truck takes out all of the cops and tries to EMP a helicopter down. You want to hit the helicopter twice with the EMP. Once to hit it to like start it to go down. You want to hit it again, and then quickly shoot out the driver, and then you can go ahead and steer it and fly that all the way to the boat. Now, probably my favorite method to escape the Pacific Standard job is to combine the truck method with the Vespucci police station helicopter, which spawns on the roof of it. You send one person to go and grab that helicopter, and the other three go to the parking lot, which is right next to the police station in Del Piero. There's actually two parking lots. You can use one or the other. It doesn't really matter. You usually use the one that's more southern because it is a little bit quicker to get to the roof of it. But you can use the other one, which is opposite the road to it. A lot of people actually like to just use the rooftops behind where the bikes spawn, so they don't even go and get the armored truck. They just drive the bikes around the back and then climb up onto the roof. You can use that as well, but it's quicker if you just get the armored truck, send 3 people to go to the car park roof, and obviously the person who's carrying the cash is going to be in the armored truck, and the person that goes and gets the helicopter is not going to be carrying the cash. A lot of people say that it depends on what role you are, you have better chances of spawning in helicopters and stuff like that. I don't believe that at all. I've seen every single role grab every single helicopter method, so I don't believe that one bit whatsoever. A lot of people also say that when you go for the Vespucci police station helicopter, if you have a helicopter chasing you, a police helicopter, it spawns in easier. That might be true, but I've had it spawn in with and without helicopters chasing me. I usually cause a bit of havoc on the way there just to try and hopefully get a police helicopter chasing me, but I don't think it's necessary because I've had it spawn in many a time without that police helicopter chasing me. Once you get here and you've seen that it's spawned in on the rooftop, if it didn't just go away and come back, you want to jump over, climb up this ladder, run all the way to the end here, climb up this ladder, and then straight along here, and then there's another ladder here, and then you guessed it, guys, we've got one more ladder, and then we are at the helicopter, and then you want to go and pick up your team. Shoot any helicopters that are surrounding the police station helicopter, and likewise at the wherever rooftop it is that you're going to, make sure that whoever's on the roof first is taking out the helicopters, so the helicopter that you're flying doesn't get too damaged. Now, this next method involves a helicopter, which you get at the beginning of the heist before you even go to the bank. One person goes and gets it, and what they do is they get it to stay near the bikes. So when you actually get to the bikes and blow up the bikes and then blow up yourself, and everybody spawns at the bikes, you blow up the bikes again, and then you can now fly the helicopter all the way to the boat. This method kind of takes the fun out of the heist. I don't like it at all, never have done, and I'm just explaining it for this guide, but I will give it one thing. When you're playing with random players, they're always going to get in the helicopter, okay? They're not going to just run past it because you have to blow up the bikes. And yeah, but with the truck, sometimes they just do what they want, and it's just really annoying when you just want them to get in the truck. But they'll always get in the helicopter. Now, how you set this method up, you want to have a bike like the BF400, and this can jump onto the roof of the Mission Row police station. And not only the bike, you want to also own the apartment Las Lagunas Boulevard Apartment 4. Okay, it's a 6-car garage. There's this one right here, and you want to own that, okay? So own that and own the bike. Now, start the heist final, head on over to Mission Row Police Station. Now, depending on which helicopter is spawned on the roof, whether it's going to be the Buzzard or the police helicopter, the tail size of the helicopters are completely different. The Buzzard stands out, you can see it very clearly. The police helicopter, on the other hand, you can barely notice it, so just keep that in mind. But it is there, and you can just about see the tail if it is the police helicopter. Now, guys, if it doesn't spawn, drive away and then come back, and how you get onto the roof of the police station is by jumping this wall. Just hold down as you're going into it, so you do a wheelie, and you should, with full acceleration, get onto that roof, okay? Once you get the helicopter, grab it, and then put it near the apartment, the 6-car garage apartment and right next to the bikes. Now once you've got the helicopter in place, go inside your garage, sit down inside one of your personal vehicles, so make sure you've got a personal vehicle in there. Stay inside that personal vehicle and message one of the players outside the bank and tell them to blow up cars, okay, just civilian cars. And once they've done that, the heist is going to fail and everybody will spawn opposite the bank. Now the helicopter should have stayed there. Now to make things even more ridiculous, guys, you can actually have a car saved outside the bank as well, not just the helicopter saved. So if one person is setting up the helicopter, they own that apartment, the other person, somebody else on the heist, can set up a car outside the bank. Run to the personal garage and sit down inside one of your personal vehicles while somebody else is setting up the helicopter. It's as simple as that, guys. It's the same way, just use a civilian car and leave it outside the bank on the pavement. Now, this car is going to allow you to get down the alleyways within about 20 to 30 seconds, all the way to the bikes, making the entire heist an absolute joke. Now, we thought we'll throw in a little wild card at the end here. Now, this method is called under the map glitch. This is actually very, very old. I've seen this years and years ago and even tried to do it myself to no avail. Now, shout out to Dubs for actually doing this method for this video. So what it is, you go to this garage here and you glitch through the wall to then go under the map. But you actually have to control the bike whilst you're just going to be heading in one direction, and make sure you're heading towards the boat. And you just press triangle whenever you want and you'll go back onto the map. So you can get to the boat in no time at all, actually get the elite challenge. Dubs' point of view is actually linked down in the description, so you can actually see the person who actually performed this, because you actually have to be in first person as the driver and the passenger has to be in third person. So that's it, guys. You can actually get the elite challenge really easily with this if you have 2 people that know how to perform this, and the other 2 are just passengers sitting on the back of the bike doing nothing. So again, shout out to Dubs for explaining this method and performing it for this guide. Massive thanks goes out to everybody that you've seen this video. Way too many players to mention, but I will just say thanks for Sharanagon Rebirth for taking 0%, and thank you to Dubs as well for taking 0% a couple of times. We've now completed the 50 million challenge for the career progress. And guys, if you think about it, look how many different methods there are. It's about much variety with this heist when you know all of this, as there is the diamond and the Cayo. Now, guys, if you found this guide helpful, make sure you drop a like on the video and comment down below. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any more GTA videos just like this one. Have a lovely day, Godspeed, see you in the next one, and peace out.